found this dish this morning when I came into the workshop, kind of covered in little black speckles of slip. It had been sprayed, as you can see here, and I couldn't understand it. And then I looked at this jug, which had also been sprayed, and then I looked into the jug of slip and discovered a poor unfortunate moth that had fallen into it during the night and had produced this speckling across that one and across this one. So I rescued the moth and I let him go, and hopefully he'll live to tell the tale, but poor thing. I do like the effect though, so I'm either going to have to start breeding moths or perhaps using an old toothbrush to spray these dots on to pots. Thank you, moth, though, for the inspiration. It's good drying weather today. The sun's come out just as I speak from behind the clouds, and the wind's blowing through, so I'm trying to dry these dishes off and get them into tomorrow's bisque firing. This is the one that was on yesterday's little video that I did the feathering on. I've got one inside that's finished that came out of the last wood firing, which I'll show you in a bit. Unfortunately this one, I don't know whether I perhaps moved the pot on the mould, or maybe I was a little impatient trying to get it off, but it's shifted in the middle here, so this one I will probably put it through the electric kiln just to see what it turns out like, but it's not going to go into the wood firing. That's not worthy of the space in the wood firing. It'd be interesting to see what it looks like anyway, so I'll put it through the electric kiln. This is the big jug that Hannah decorated, made by me, decorated by Hannah, and that will make the firing tomorrow as well, so that'll be in tomorrow's bisque firing. It'd be good to get that out of the way. I think this is either going to go to Potfest with Hannah in about 3 weeks time, or else we have an exhibition at a place called Designs, a gallery in Castle Douglas, which will be our first proper joint exhibition together, so it might end up going there. I'm going to go in and make some little mugs for that very exhibition, because we're going to have a whole selection of mugs for that, as well as lots of other things, hopefully some of these. Anyway, enough rambling, back later. This is one of the dishes out of the last wood firing that we did at Hannah's. It's, as you can see, feathered like the old 17th century Staffordshire type things, and the great thing about firing with wood is that the naked clay flashes up so beautifully. If this came out of the electric kiln, it would probably just be a bright terracotta, which is fine too, but I do like the naked clay when the flame gets across it. And here are another couple that were also fired in the last firing at Hannah's place in the wood firing. This darker slip here is made from the clay out in the field just out here. So it's Devon clay, made in Devon but fired in Scotland again, wood fired. So gives that lovely toasted earthenware. And this is the other one. This is really quite rich. We fire these right at on the very top shelf of the kiln, which used to be a place that we didn't really like to put much stuff on because it got so hot up there. Now it's actually quite a sought after position in the kiln, and it's ideal for firing these dishes because you get the most wonderful rich iridescent glaze effect where the ash or whatever has landed on the glaze, and this beautiful it almost looks like the slip's fiery. appropriate that they were fired in Scotland as well, really, because they, particularly this one over here, it almost looks like a kind of tartan. My mugs I normally make out of £1 of clay, and well, they're a bit big for a lot of people. These particular ones that are made in Scotland will hold a pint, which is quite a lot of tea, really. So I'm going to make these ones out of 12 ounces of clay instead of £1, and perhaps they'll be a little bit more sensible for your average tea drinker, not your tea glutton like me. Haha. Here goes. Six very different mugs. The plan is to make, as I was saying earlier, 50 mugs for this exhibition, 25 of mine, 25 of Hannah's. Each is going to be different, but they'll all be made from 12 ounces of clay. So we should get some interesting variation. I'm going to stick these out and see if I can get them dry enough to put handles on later on. These little mugs dried so quickly, about 10 minutes out in there in the sunshine and the wind, and they're ready to put handles on. So I'm going to put some handles on them now, and they'll be finished by the end of the day, hopefully.